Hi everybody, old guy here. Have to forgive me if the voice isn't quite up to snuff. I have a bit of a cold, which is not surprising because over the last couple of weeks I've spent some time inside metal tubes filled with screaming children. So, pirates. Who doesn't love pirates? Somehow we have managed to convert a bunch of bloodthirsty looters into heroes. But hey, it was long ago and far away, so let's pour some romance all over these guys and root for them. Especially when they are more rapscallion than rapists, like the crew of Der Teagle merrily coasting the Spanish Main, relieving merchants of their life earnings, their daughters, and sometimes their lives. But they're nice about it. I must mention here that the author Aaron Gallagher and I belong to the same publishing house. So take any of my comments with the appropriate grains of salt. Der Teagle, which means the cauldron in Dutch or German, not sure which language is intended here, because you will find out some things later, becomes just the cauldron later, because of some things you will find out. It has this very neat trick allowing it to sneak up on its unsuspecting victims. It involves the blue sail of the title, and given the Caribbean and its sky and sea colors, you can get an inkling of how this works. Personally, I would like to have heard more about this technique because I suspect some keen-eyed mariner would have figured it out after 2 or 3 uses. So how does it keep being effective? Because it is so effective, a frustrated governor of Jamaica practically shanghais Captain Haken of the Mirage to deviate from his Admiralty orders to the Far East and assist in the capture and or destruction of Der Teagle. Haken doesn't need much persuading. Indeed, he assists most enthusiastically in this abrogation of orders because he can't wait to try out his brand new and aptly named ship, the Mirage, against a real enemy such as Captain Peter Veerling of Der Teagle. The Mirage is not what it seems. And this is where things get weird. Turns out this is not a pirate story. It's a steampunk story set in the 18th century, which seems a bit outside the genre's usual period. There are clues to this, it being the first novel of the Iron Age of Piracy series. But you don't really know it until you reach the rather jarring revelation of what the Mirage is actually a mirage of. Then you hit several other anachronistic and revisionistic items, such as Royal Engineer Gwendolyn Sweet, assigned to Haken's crew. What? In 18th century England? Well, that's a bit unusual, as is her expertise and her ability to maintain an astonishing level of secrecy while developing an even more astonishing technology well out of time for the period. It turns out this is a pirate story as envisioned by the postmodernist crowd in these more recent times. Okay, can live with that. Although I would have liked a little more warning because I am no fan of steampunk. But it's pirates, so let's go. There's classic pirating right off the bat and even an egregious massacre brought on by Captain Veerling's very troubled past, and the book has one of the best sea-to-sea combats of the Age of Sail that I have read since Horatio Hornblower. But just one. In fact, there's quite the dearth of actual pirating in this. Instead, loads and loads of conversation, with characters analyzing each other's speech for any kind of subtle or unintended insult or violation of place and social position, which then results in many angry words and threats delivered back and forth. Man, who knew pirates were this loquacious? It would have made Talk Like a Pirate Week somewhat tedious. And there is a lot of tedium in this. From the never-ending conversations to far more information about the outfitting of a damaged ship than most people outside of a marina need to know. But I stayed with it because, after that first extraordinary sea battle, then the much-anticipated final battle between Haakon and Verlin was going to be epic. Well, no. It turns into something completely different, with one of the most improbable endings of a pirate saga I could have ever imagined. I will not say what it is because that ending is worth your time, even if steampunk pirates aren't your thing. Old guy here. See you later.